I'm James Parenti, and I'm the playwright/adapter of May Violet Spring.
Hello, my name is Emily C.A. Snyder, and I am the co-founder and artistic director of Turn to Flesh Productions. I am also the stage director of May Violet Spring. I'm excited to be working on May Violet Spring, which is a new story for a new Ophelia. Essentially, we follow the story of Hamlet from Ophelia's point of view, but at a certain point of the narrative, when everything's starting to go wrong between Ophelia and Hamlet, Ophelia literally starts rewriting her own story.
Many moons ago, about 6 years ago, I was in a position to be working on the title role of Hamlet. And in doing my actor homework, I started getting more and more frustrated about the role of Ophelia in the play. She's such an interesting, unusual, rich, messy, fun character, and she has relatively little stage time compared to the other characters. We hear a lot about what's going on with her off stage during Hamlet, but we don't get to see a lot of it. And also we make a lot of assumptions about what's going on with her, but we don't get to hear her talk about it. We don't really get to know her as her own self.
What James has done is written a story about a young girl discovering her own power, her own worth, and what he has explored beautifully is the cost of self-determination, the self-sacrifice required to become who you were made to be and not just accept whatever life has dealt you.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
We are going to be performing May Violet Spring at a very crucial moment of our nation's history, right before the election, right at a time when in this particular election we're looking at the inherent racism, the inherent sexism, the inherent difficulties that are still underlying our nation, grievously underlying our nation. We're also aware that we are performing this in New York City. Now, in Hamlet, Shakespeare famously has him say that the job of a theater artist is to hold as 'twere the mirror up to nature. So one of the things that we want to do, particularly since we want to have some educational viewings of this play and bring in young women to see themselves on the stage, see themselves empowered on the stage, to know that they're not stuck wherever they are, is we're going to be doing non-traditional casting. A lot of classical work, even new classical work that focuses on the struggles of women, still tends to bring in a very Caucasian European audience and a very Caucasian European casting pool. What we're going to be doing is we are going to make sure that the people on the stage actually represent what the demographics of New York City look like. It's important to have representation of class, of ethnicity, of gender, to be able to look at the stage and say, I see myself, and therefore I see possibilities that I did not know were available to me.
Turn to Flesh is a fantastic theater company. I'm very blessed that they're interested in doing May Violet Spring. I've had the good fortune of working with them a number of times in the past. I think it's one of the most wonderful things about them is their dedication to telling the stories of underserved people, be it people of color, be it women. Not only are they doing important work, but they're doing it in a radically different way than most. Turn to Flesh isn't doing small, easy plays. Turn to Flesh is doing big, difficult, epic, challenging, fun, rewarding plays, and that can only be done, these stories can only be rightly told in these classical styles. They're dealing with things that you and I deal with on a day-to-day basis, but heightening it, bringing a certain theatricality and a certain heightened and engaging and rich language that you're frankly not getting in a lot of the theater that people are doing right now.
Turn to Flesh Productions has a people-first business model. What this means is that we're dedicated not just to putting on a good show at whatever cost, but to making sure there's good process for the actors. We believe that good process makes good performance, making sure that everyone is treated with equal dignity, no matter they're standing in a union or not, to make sure that every person is compensated as well as we can, and that's where you come in.
Any amount of investment is wildly generous and is hugely appreciated.
If we're going to play for more than one weekend so that the people of New York can see what it's like to actually write true, good, beautiful, and vibrant roles for women, that takes money.
Get a tall instead of a venti and send us the 75 cents and we'll be thrilled. Oh, jeez.
We are sponsored under Fractured Atlas, so every contribution that you make is tax deductible. Not a bad thing. I hope that you come out and see May Violet Spring in September and October in New York City. I thank you so much for every penny that you send our way, every person that you send our way, every bit of encouragement that you send our way. We're embarking, I think, on a really beautiful mission, and we are grateful that you are part of it. Thank you.